Ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy. Ohio State just lost in a crazy upset, 20.5 point favorites, and it got real bad towards the end. It got ugly after the game. Michigan going for another flag plant, and Ohio State and some of the players not too happy, very frustrated. Ryan Day, disaster scenario. Columbus is burning down right now. Everyone wants him fired. I'm going to go over that. I'm going to go over the game a little bit, but let this skirmish happened. I'm going to start from the bottom here and see if we can find this. So looks like they were going to plant the flag right there. And I don't know if that's Jack Sawyer back there. They were saying that Jack Sawyer went and grabbed it. So looks like Sawyer grabs it. The fans are cheering. I mean, this is an embarrassing look for Ohio State, honestly. I mean, Ohio State still has a playoff game. I don't think they really care, though. I don't think anyone's going to get suspended unless there's something crazy bad that happened. Dude, what a mess this is. This is just so bad. How do you allow this team to win on your home field? So there's that. You've got another look at it. Let's see, where's the flag at this? There's a fight going, 2 fights going on, 3 fights going on. There's another one. Wow. I think there's a better view of it. Oh, this is Ryan Day talking about it after. Ryan Day, if you guys saw, it did look like he started crying. Right after they showed him, it was right after the penalty because Ohio State, they called the timeout. I don't know, what was it, 3rd and 2 or something? Or I think it was 3rd and 3 or something. And Ohio State had 12 men on the field. And Ryan Day knew, I think it was 3rd and 2. Ryan Day knew it would be a first down. So he tried calling another timeout. You can't call 2 timeouts in a row. And they showed Day, and he just I think Day knows he's going to get fired. Now, when it comes to firing Day, it's a little bit more complicated than just doing it. I do think if this was the 4-team playoff, they would fire Ryan Day pretty much immediately. It might be happening right now if it was a 4-team playoff. The difference is Ohio State will be making the playoff. Even at 10, and even with the loss to Michigan, yes, it's a bad loss. Yes, Michigan is 7-5, but they're still 10-2. They're still a top 5 team in terms of FPI analytics. They're obviously going to be a lot lower. Where will Ohio State be ranked and what seed will they be? Will they get a home playoff game? I don't know. I mean, I wasn't even, I didn't even think about, I didn't think they would be in this position, honestly, to calculate that. I mean, I think they're going to be lower than Penn State, even though Penn State's going to make the Big Ten championship game, we would expect, as long as they beat Maryland. I saw they were losing to Maryland 7-0. But if they win, they're going to face Oregon. So Penn State should face Oregon. And then, I don't know what happens with Penn State. Ohio State's a 2-loss team. What if Penn State loses to Oregon? They're a 2-loss team. Ohio State has the head-to-head. But, my guess is Ohio State will probably host a playoff game, yes. I think the problem for Ohio State is they're probably not going to get the 5 seed now, which is the Mountain West team or the Big 12 champion. That's who you want to face. They're more likely going to be in a 7v10 matchup. And at that point, is it going to be like an SMU? If they let 2 ACC teams in, I don't know. But this is Ryan Day, and this is just,
Yeah, I don't know all the details of it, but I know that, these guys, are looking to, put a flag on our field, and our guys weren't going to let that happen. So, I'll find out exactly what happened, but, this is our field, and certainly, we're embarrassed at the fact that we lost the game, but, there's some prideful guys in this team.
So he says they're embarrassed the fact they lost the game, but they were prideful and they didn't want to. Here's an overhead view of it. Well, it's hard to see here. Yeah, just a little skirmish at the end of the game. There's a lot of frustration. What is that thing? That's a banner. They got a banner. There's the flag. They're going for the plant. It's turf. You can't even plant it. But this is the same thing with Baker Mayfield. They keep doing this with Ohio State. I don't know. There's the flag. I think it's Jack Sawyer who rips it. I don't know. Oh, they did plant it, and then maybe someone came in. Yeah, so they planted it, and then someone came in and and knocked it out. There's Sawyer right there with it. Look at the Ohio State staffer. Oh, they're pissed off, man. This is just a bad look. I mean... Dude, you gotta beat him, though. That's the problem. You gotta beat him. Oh, my God, man. Jack Sawyer, dude, he's 0-4. I mean... It's just not good. When it comes to the game, I mean, I was looking at the stats. Ohio State at home lost a game while allowing the opposing team to go 9 of 16 for 62 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That was Davis Warren's stat line, and Ohio State lost. And Ohio State, this is Chip Kelly, this is Ryan Day. And honestly, it's mainly Chip Kelly. I know people are going to say, oh, Ryan Day's taken over the play calling. That's why it was so conservative and they played so weak and so non-aggressive and scared to lose. But Chip Kelly's been doing this all year. And if you guys remember, when they lost Josh Simmons, they really struggled to run block. They could still kind of do it, get a little bit of push, but they started to struggle. When they lost Seth McLaughlin, they couldn't run block at all. They could not run block last week against Indiana. The only reason they had a somewhat okay rushing day was because Henderson had like a 40-yard run at the way end of the game. They could not run block against Northwestern either. They get no push. And so, listen, Will Howard, it got to the point where they couldn't even throw either at the end of the game. But they were put in some horrible positions because they would not stop running the ball and setting up 3rd and longs. And they had 2 times where they had 3rd and long and they ran it like a 3rd and 10. And they did these delayed halfback draws on like a 3rd and 10 twice, and they didn't, and it didn't fool Michigan at all. And so, I mean, Jeremiah Smith, he got like 2 pass interferences. They can't guard him, but they just didn't throw him the ball. And, you know, I thought Will Howard a few times held onto the ball way too long. Like, he had time. He stepped up in the pocket. It's like, how is there no one open? Are you kidding me? With Will Johnson not playing, Michigan secondary being as bad as it is, I mean, listen, this is just inexcusable. And I know that, you know, people are going to be like, well, the Ohio State's defense played well. And, I mean, they did play decently. But I mean, Michigan has a terrible offense. And on top of that, you allow a 9-play drive in the 4th quarter. Even if it ends in an interception, that's a good drive for Michigan. If you're a team that's a 20-point underdog, you want to condense the game, limit possessions, 9-minute drive, converting a 3rd and 6, converting another 3rd and 6, converting a 3rd and 8, converting a 3rd and 1. That's crippling. That loses Ohio State at least 1 possession, maybe 2. Converting all those. You know, if Michigan is punting after, you know, 3 and out, they don't get this 3rd and 6. That's a 1-minute drive, not a 9-minute drive. It's crazy. You allow a 9-minute drive in the 4th quarter against that team. You allow a 5-minute drive. I mean, a 3rd and 6, the 27-yard run when it looked like Mullings was stopped. You could argue there was holding, but I mean, you can argue holding on every play. That's not. But I mean, it's just, and then this was just pathetic. Ohio State. See, I think with this is just, should be even more concerning for Ohio State. You still have like 50 seconds left in the game. The clock stops on 1st downs, right? Now, obviously with fielding and Ohio State special teams, they have horrible special teams. And the kicker can't even make a 40-yarder. They don't even try a 40-yard kick. That's why they were punting from their own 38. That's why Ryan Day had to punt. But like, they can't even, I mean, what are the play calls? How can you not get a quick play, get a quick 10-yard out, do a 15-yard hitch to Jeremiah Smith, do something to get that drive going? And they couldn't even do that. They couldn't even they got 1 yard on a pass to Henderson. I mean, it's just like, it's just a complete mess. So, I mean, listen, this is terrible. I don't think they're going to fire Ryan Day right now because they're going to make the playoff. But Day, unless he wins a national title, is going to be fired. Looks like Penn State is losing 7-3, but they're going to score a touchdown. USC, I think, just scored a touchdown. Miami's destroying Syracuse. Boy, but bad effort from Syracuse. Looks like Miami's going to make the ACC championship with 1 loss. So yeah, I think Notre Dame will probably be ahead of Ohio State, though, if they finish 11-1. I mean, right now it's 7-7. It's almost at half, so we'll have to see. But listen, this loss, I mean, Ryan Day now 1-4 against Michigan. Ohio State had the whole cope with the cheating. I mean, there's no cope for this. This is horrific. I mean, Michigan, they were as advertised. They couldn't throw. They had 62 passing yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and they won. That's inexcusable. And then the fight that breaks out at the end, they're frustrated. I think, it's a nothing burger, but it's kind of embarrassing. Like, you're going to rip their flag down. I mean, most of those seniors are 0-4 against Michigan. It's pathetic. You got to beat them, you know? But I don't know why these teams constantly have to do the flag plant at Ohio State. I think it's because of Baker Mayfield, because he did it. But listen, Ohio State's probably going to move down to 7 or 8 if I had to guess right now. I don't know exactly. I'd have to look at all the teams. It's like an argument between Ohio State and Penn State. It depends how Penn State closes their season. They're still going to make the playoff, but the problem for Ohio State is they're so one-dimensional. They have no run game right now. And, I mean, I would imagine they would probably host a playoff game against who? I don't know. You would love to host Arizona State, but I don't think that's going to happen now because they're probably going to be bumped down. So we'll have to see. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.